Hey, this is Carlos Rafael Rivera. I made a video to explain a little bit about the sound palette that I use for the Queen's Gambit. Basically, because I've been getting a lot of emails from people asking me, what piano did you record? And the truth is that there's no real piano. This is fake. And the thing is that it's not just one piano, it's two. It's a combination of Alicia's keys. And I'm going to just show the image so you can see the settings, I guess. It's this sound, and here's what it sounds like. And if you notice, it's a very bright sound. I loved it. I used it for Godless. Most of the stuff I did in Godless was only Alicia's keys. But I actually saw a video a very long time ago about U2, and I noticed how the Edge, the guitarist for U2, was talking about how they recorded Joshua Tree. And he recorded this very warm guitar sound and a very bright guitar sound, and they combined them, and Daniel Lanois, the producer, master producer, engineer, mixed them. So what I did is I came up with a really warm sound as well. So here it is. And this is the Noir Piano. You can see here, the Noir felt. And the settings are, you can see them here. And let me see if there's anything else you need to see so you can try to emulate it. Effects. And okay, so that's that for the Noir Piano. So on its own, it sounds warm, right? Right, but if that's Benny's theme I've been playing, by the way. Anyway, and then here is Alicia's keys. But when you combine them, you have this really nice full-bodied sound. Right? It sounds really nice and broad and warm. And what's cool about it is that you can actually futz with it. You can actually lower the treble if you want, or you want to lower the bass if you want, and you have different colors that you can mess with. So that's basically the piano. I also wanted to just run about a couple other sounds I used. The hammer piano, which is really prevalent throughout the show. Right? See, it's a nice sound. Now, it's also piano noir, and this is one of my very favorite sounds that I use throughout the show. The Particles engine, I set the setting here to here. So if you play a note, whatever, right? And then you see how nice and full that sound is, and it really, I love the wooden quality of it. It always sounded to me like you're inside some kind of big clock, and because time is a big factor in the show, that was one of those weird nerdy motivators for me. So the hammer piano is consistently throughout the show and throughout there. Another color I did and I used that I really, really liked was this one, the una corda piano sound. And what it is if you play a single note, it does this. Right? And I ended up calling it the Sizzle Piano, right? So if you play tremolando, see, it has this really nice, delayed effect, and it really adds a lot of color. It's like a canvas. So the piano is really kind of an amalgam of these three sounds. Then a couple other things I used for the show that really kind of, I think, define the palette, aside from the orchestra, which was Spitfire, symphonic strings, symphonic winds, and symphonic brass, or were these instruments, the string swells, which is what I called it, but it was the chamber waves by Spitfire, Oliver Arnold. So now check how nice this sounds, man. It's just amazing. Right? And it's this setting because it adds an uneasiness to it, but you can make it longer. Right? Or you can make it shorter. It's so cool. It's beautiful. It's complete in itself, and you can see the settings here. The other one I did was the Kepler. And this one really helped for ceiling games, or a lot of the times we're seeing her visualize things up on the ceiling. And anyway, so you can hear the strings maybe first. I used the Kepler strings, so here they are. right? It's kind of cool. I don't know if what I did I skew them? No, I didn't. Right? You can see down here, but you got to play them at the same time. That's one of the tricks to use. But I used this depending on what I was doing. But then using slower strings going wah, 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 and then I'd go like an octave higher. Sorry, the brass. Right? You can hear it there. It's a really cool effect, and having these slow strings usually an octave below, and then having it really added this kind of matrixy kind of thing for me, at least. So it's sort of like the pieces moving, the fact that it's an illusion but it's real in her mind. That usually colored this stuff on the ceiling. And then the intimate stuff, a lot of it was colored by this British Drama Toolkit, which was great. Again, Spitfire Nation here, big time. Show the vulnerability. See how quietly they're played? It's so amazing. It's just got so much going on inside the one chord you're playing. So that really helped address a lot of the intimate stuff. I think the beginning of one of the episodes when Beth arrives home alone in the rain, definitely it's there. It's also as she's losing to Benny. It's very much the same. But these are the colors I used for the show. So hopefully this sounds of interest to some of you guys, and maybe you can use it for yourselves and however you want, or adapt, change it, improve upon it, of course. But thank you so much for your interest again, and man, thrilled to have you guys be curious about this. All right, have a great rest of the weekend. Yay!